Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sip and Tip. We are in our same subject of fat reduction. I hope you managed to see the intro where we're talking about body dysmorphic disorder and just the issues of being obese and how to handle it when a person is obese. And we spoke about Africans as well, sometimes being insensitive as Africans. I know a lot of people watching this have had, someone say, "You're not fat, you are kora," and as Africans also, we seem to have a bit of ignorance when it comes to mental health, so things like that are things that can really drastically worsen someone's mental health if they are having mental health issues when you say insensitive things. And then also being women as well, our bodies change a lot, from childbearing to drugs that have to be taken, family planning, all of those things actually affect women's body most of the time. And so we are generally sensitive about our bodies. And it's important that that issue is addressed with love, with caution. And it's not an entitlement that everyone has to just comment on people's body. You are not entitled to say anything. So you have to be careful or be quiet. So I know I'm talking like someone who's, had issues with that. I have had so many times, because I'm one of those people whose body weight fluctuates a lot. So yeah, as I said, if you haven't watched the intro, please watch it. So we are here with our favorite guest on the show, Brother Richard, the naturopathic specialist or homeopathic practitioner, right?
Yes, a homeopathic practitioner or a natural therapist.
Natural therapist.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are talking about fat reduction and obviously the natural ways of fat reduction, because there's so many ways of dealing with that. So Richard, what is fat reduction?
So fat reduction, they call it a technique of reducing fat. Mm-hmm. But from a natural perspective, we usually say when you become obese, mm-hmm, or when you have too much fat in your body, mm-hmm, it's actually a symptom. Mm-hmm. Meaning you have a condition that is causing you to gain weight or to have too much fat in your body. So when that happens, it becomes a challenge because it becomes a risky factor for so many health conditions, be it chronic conditions such as diabetes, such as hypertension, such as issues to do with cholesterol. So whenever you have too much fat in your body, you have to know that it's actually a symptom of something else.
Wow. So we have a sort of a stereotypical view as a people where we always associate being overweight to food.
It's not necessarily that when you gain weight, mm-hmm, or when you become obese, it's to do with food. Mm-hmm. The human body is very complex. Mm-hmm. It happens that when you are under stress, this will result in gaining weight. You can actually gain weight because you are under stress. And a lot of things can happen in your body, like changes in terms of hormones, like especially those mothers when they reach menopause, mm-hmm, they are likely to gain weight. They are likely to have belly fat, mm-hmm, because of changes in terms of estrogen in their body. And also the other issue is on lifestyle, sedentary lifestyle. Mm-hmm. This can also even cause you to gain weight or having belly fat. The other aspect is on sleep. Mm-hmm. We take sleep for granted. When you deprive your body of good quality sleep, you can actually gain weight. So there are so many things that can actually cause weight, not only the issue to do with food or what we eat, mm-hmm, and also the issue of contraceptives. That's another aspect, mm-hmm, that can result in gaining weight or having belly fat, and expose you to chronic conditions like hypertension, like diabetes, and so many conditions.
Even alcohol. would you say?
Yeah, alcohol. In fact, we don't say alcohol is food. We classify alcohol as poison.
Oh, that's deep.
Yeah,
Things
alcohol
just
is
got
actually
real.
poison.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a hard one to hear for a lot of us. So I think that would probably be like a topic for another day, right?
So coming to the issue of alcohol, it's filled with empty calories. So you actually gain weight or you have that belly fat. You can actually tell that this person takes alcohol by the shape of their body.
Yeah. So why is it important for us to maintain a healthy weight and reduce excess fat in our bodies?
So when we talk of a healthy weight, we are talking of a body mass index between 17 up to 24.9. When we talk of body mass index, we are saying you divide your weight in kgs by your height in meters squared. So if you get anything above 25, it means you are overweight. 25 up to 29.9. Anything above 30, it means you are obese. Then there is class 1 obese, class 2, class 3. So if you are overweight, that's a risk factor for so many health conditions like osteoarthritis, because the extra weight will put a burden to your weight-bearing joints such as your knees. Then you are likely again to develop chronic conditions such as diabetes, such as hypertension, and some types of cancer. So it's very important to keep or to maintain a healthy weight. But it happens that when you become obese or when you become overweight, it's because of a condition known as insulin resistance in your body. When you take too much of the carbohydrates, too much of starch, your body converts that sugar into fat for storage. Then you end up with a belly fat. Your blood vessels becomes clogged with bad cholesterol, with the triglycerides. As a result, you develop heart conditions, you develop chronic conditions such as hypertension, and also you become obese. You develop conditions such as fat liver disease. So we have to maintain what we call a healthy weight.
Wow, that is, I think the most, what's alarming is that there's a lot of illnesses that come with it. You know, it's not just one specific thing, it's a lot of things a lot of damage that can happen to your body because of excess fat.
So when you have excess fat, like I said earlier on, it's actually a symptom of an underlying health condition. It happens that you can go for 5 years, for 10 years, without knowing that your body is actually converting sugar into fat for storage. Then at the end, you are diagnosed with conditions such as hypertension. So it's always important to mind what we eat, especially what we eat. We have to mind what we eat so that we keep and maintain a healthy weight.
So what are some of the ways we can reduce our mental health? I know our mental stress. I know that we've spoken about how there's so many complications that come with weight gain, and it's because of so many different reasons, like contraceptives, it's also food. It's not only food. And then we also are right now talking about the mental aspect of it, which I think is very, very important because, as I mentioned before, there's things like body dysmorphic disorder, there's things like stress. Somebody's already stressed, maybe financially stressed, and they start gaining weight, or they're not sleeping well, like you said, and they're gaining weight. It doesn't help for someone to now come and say, you are fat, you've gained weight, you have. So what are some of the ways that we can reduce stress in our lives? Because we all have responsibilities. We all have bills to pay. We all have, complications even in the different relationships that we have in our lives. Even work sometimes can be very stressful. The lack of work or the issues at work. So how do we actually, because the fact that all of these factors can affect your weight makes it seem impossible to actually. So what does a person do?
You will be surprised that our mental aspects are connected to the gut. So the idea is to keep a healthy gut. Because when you have imbalances in your gut, this will not only cause you stress, it will cause depression, it will cause hormonal imbalances, it will cause anxiety. So you have to maintain a good gut or gut healthy to keep it balanced. When you have imbalances, then you end up with issues such as stress. We are all exposed to an environment which is sometimes very stressful, but the way we manage stress is very important. We have to incorporate even meditation, we have to meditate, we have to cut down in terms of foods that are filled with added sugars.
Okay.
All these things can actually contribute to stress. It's not only that when you are stressed, it's because of what you think.
Yeah.
Even what you eat.
Thank you for watching this episode, and we'll join you in the next one where you will hear so many different solutions from Richard here as a naturopathic practitioner. And so thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you in the next episode.